Good afternoon. Oh, look at that. I'm so used to doing the videos in the afternoon that I'm saying afternoon. Good morning, everybody. Thank you for stopping by Healing Conversations with Z. I'm Zuri Bibi. And as you can tell, I look a little different. I'm in a different spot in the place. Um, and there's no cards. I used to do my readings in this spot a while back, and I do like it, and I may come back out here, but I'm just talking today. Um, a while back, less than a month actually, I got an image reading from Sophia Charles, and um, I got it a few days ago, and it was very, very interesting. She hit on a lot of things, and it's caused me to pause a minute to kind of meditate and think about some things. I'm the type of person that can look at you but not see you, or look at a situation and not see it, if you understand what that means. Sometimes it's on purpose because I just don't want to deal with you, and sometimes I just don't see it. I just don't see it. But this morning, I had the weirdest thing happen. I was taking my granddaughter to school, and we were in the Uber. I had dropped her off. We were headed back. Me and the driver were headed back, and the car. It was two cars. It was a car and a van. The first thing I noticed on the back of the car or truck, I don't remember now, but it had a wand and it had a fist holding it, and it looked like this. The wine was sideways and the wine was like that. And at first I was just listening to whatever song was playing. It was, and I was like, okay. And then I just happened to look, and my eyes was like, whoa, what's that? So I'm looking at this wine, because I'm a wine. I know. I'm a fire sign. I'm a wine. But it was something being held tightly. And I was like, what is this? What action am I holding on to? I had to really think about that. And I said, okay. So I had my phone, and so I'm typing what I'm seeing while I'm in the car. I'm typing it down so that I won't forget it. Because, like I said, I'll remember things and then I'll forget. Oh, that was pretty interesting. A little bird. I have a bird that comes to see me, and they are in the corner on my patio, probably watching me. This is one of my ancestors. I already know it. They come and see me all the time. I'll talk to them later. But anyway, after that car left, the driver pulls into another lane, and right in front of the car there is this van. It's an old van. One of them vans that had a ladder. It has the ladder, and it has like a little window where you can look out, where you can open the door or something like that. But the first thing I noticed on the van, it had like a little tire thing, and on it I thought it was a skeleton surfing, and it had the sun. And I was like, skeleton. What's up with that? But as I kept looking at it, it was an alien. And I'm like, man, my people keep. I guess they were like, you going to get this message. You going to pay attention. So it was an alien, and he was surfing. And it showed a wave going over his head, and he was just riding the waves. And right next to him, like in the scene, it was the sun. And I was like, okay, what's up with that? And I'm still figuring that one out. But then in further observation, because I was just looking at that circle part, when I looked at the whole back of the van, it had a skeleton. I kid you not. It was a skeleton holding on, like on the ladder part. It was a skeleton, like he was climbing up the ladder. and his head was like almost over the top of the hood of the van, and I was just sitting there looking like, what the heck is this? You know, it was crazy, but my family been trying to get my attention, and I have been willingly and unknowingly ignoring them. I guess they said we're gonna put all the stops out. And so I say all this because the last few times I've done a reading, I would watch other readers that I like to watch. Not that I watch them all the time, but it's a few readers that are good, and they're real good, and I'll watch them, and what I'll do is if I have cards by me, I'll shuffle while I'm listening to them because the message is making sense to me or something, and it is telling me to pull the message up. And last night, while Brittany, please watch Brittany because you kind of triggered me. A card popped out and it said, share your wisdom. I have been avoiding this for a while. I've been told to talk for a while about me, not about what the cards are saying. I've been told to talk about me. But I've been just avoiding it. Like I say, I willingly avoid things, and then I unknowingly avoid things. But I can tell. Brittany's done a video that's triggered me. Amber, Maleficent's mama. She's been triggering me, but I've been ignoring them. Who else has triggered me? A lot of people in Discord, they've been triggering me. But I just been ignoring that, and so I'm saying I'm going to address it. No cards will be shuffled. No cards will be placed. No channeling via the cards will happen. I don't know. I'm not videoing via YouTube, and I don't remember how long this is going to allow me to video. It might be 30 minutes. So if I get cut off, I'll just keep talking. But I want, that this morning, that was the wake up call with that skeleton climbing over the hood of the car, and with the alien surfing, and it was a wave. I mean, he was surfing and the wave was over him, but he wasn't scared. He was smiling. He was like, yeah, he had it. And then it was the sun. You could see the sun in the background. It was pretty cool. So I'm gonna actually think about that a little bit more, while I'm, because it was something else with that I need to pay attention to. But what I want to talk about, and I don't remember who channeled, Brittany channeled this. Brittany triggered me with this. And it's about my looks. And it's funny that I got a scarf on my head. I'm a person of color. I'm an African American woman in the United States, and this is a no-no in our community. You walk outside with this and you get talked about. It's like the worst of the worst. African American women are so hard on one another. They are so mean. They are brutal when it comes to looks. And there are many reasons why. But I'm saying I'm addressing the issue, and it's, with me. I don't care now. You talk about me if you want to. But many, 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 many years ago, this was a big issue for me. And it started actually for me at birth. So I'm doing this is an inner child video at this point. 9 minutes in. As a child, I look at my pictures and my hair was never done. I kid you not. As a little baby, it was horrible. It was like nobody knew how to do my hair. If I showed you a picture of me as a child, you would be, if you saw a child looking the way that my hair looked in those videos, it was bad. It was really bad. I was told that I did not have much hair as a child, and I understood that. I believe that because I do have a picture of my father holding me as a newborn, and I mean the hair was there, but it wasn't a lot, and it was plastered straight to my head. It wasn't a lot. I was almost like a little boy head baby, black baby. And back then they didn't have bows and all that kind of stuff with the babies now, that they don't have no hair. They put a bow on them and all that. Or if they did do that, my mother didn't know how to do that, and she wasn't that type of parent. She was not a girly parent. It was like, whatever, this is how you gonna look, and this is it. As a child, my hair was never done, and then I didn't really get hair that you could do anyway until I was about 3. And then after 3, the hair came. I mean, I had Shaka Khan hair. I got a lot of hair now. This is my hair. And if I was to, I like it now. Not that I don't know how to do my hair, because we'll get into that, because I do. But I have a lot of hair. If I combed these out, I would be Rapunzel. Many years ago, I did comb this is a different set of locks. This is a different journey. My first journey that's a whole nother story. But anyway, years ago, I could sit on my hair. My hair could go down to the back of my neck, my knees. I have a lot. I'm one of those kind of kids. I'm the kid that go to the, when special occasions, when my mother would allow me to go to the beauty college, because the beauty salon, they was going to charge our arm and a leg. I would go to the beauty college for the, new stylists to practice on. Nobody wanted to do my hair because I had so much, and they knew it was going to take forever to do it. And then I was a little kid, so I wasn't sitting good and all this other stuff. But yeah, that was part of my reality. I got my notes. So we're talking about appearance. My photos, my hair was unkempt. My mother didn't know how to do my hair. I was told I was bald-headed until I was about 3. Then it grew in like weeds. My mother did my hair until I was 14. I don't know how it is now in the African American community, but back in the 60s and 70s, yeah, I'm aging myself. I'm an older twin flame. Parents did their children's hair. Black parents did their children's hair. From my understanding, the white parents allowed their kids to do their hair. We weren't allowed. We weren't. And the pictures when I went to school, I got pictures of me went to school where my hair, one braid would be this way and one would be down. The ponytails, the parts wouldn't be right. It was just, the good days is when she would just give me one ponytail. And if I wasn't too wild, my hair wouldn't be too frizzy. Yeah, it was bad. And me talking about all this stuff, as a kid, how it affected me was that I hated how my hair looked. I hated it because I would see the other kids, because now, a lot of the black kids, their parents knew how to do their children's hair. So I would see the other little girls' hair, and their hair would be so pretty and neat, and mine wasn't. And I had made up in my mind, okay, this, when I get a chance, my hair not going to be bad. I'm going to be able to fix my hair, and it's going to be very presentable, because it was embarrassing as a child. And I could hear the people talking about me, talking about how bad my hair looked. And so when I would, on occasions, I would sneak and redo my hair, I'd get in trouble for it, because you ain't supposed to be letting nobody, she would think somebody else was doing my hair, because the going rule is, as an African American child, for my white friends, you don't let nobody put their hands in your hair. You're not supposed to. I would try to fix it to make it presentable. As that happened, when I got a little older, maybe 9, 10, because I had an older sister. Who knows? I've never seen any pictures of her as a child. So I don't know how her hair looked. And she's much older than me. We're like a century different in age. Um, she had already gotten past that stage, and she was already doing her own hair or whatever. So she would, because she would see how bad my hair looked, and she would braid it. So that was the only time when, if my mother wasn't doing my hair, she would braid my hair, and then it would be nice. Because she knew how to cornrow real nice, and so she would give me a nice, cornrow style. But that only lasted couple of days, because they wasn't adding hair in back then. They weren't doing that. Well, we didn't know nothing about it anyway, or she didn't know anything about it. So those were the things that I dealt with. I learned how to braid probably around 10 or 11. I was trying to figure out how to fix my hair because I was embarrassed, going to school looking like that. It was what it was. So, like I said, it affected how I visually pictured myself, because the pictures were brutal. Where was I going with that? Because I didn't write this stuff down. Once I learned how to braid my hair, it kind of helped. But then it got to the point where, when I went to high school, when I was in middle school, she would kind of let me do my hair a little bit more, so it was better because I had kind of mastered the ponytails. I could part, and I could do a ponytail in the back, and it would be nice. It still wasn't like the other girls. The other girls would have the press. I only got my hair pressed for Sunday to go to church. That was it. Saturday night was shampoo night, and I hated it. Saturday night, we didn't have the blow dryer like they have now. So I would get it done early Saturday morning. I would have to lay down at the sink. I don't know if you all know, we lived in an older house, so it had the sink, and they would move the dish rack out the way, and I would have to lay, as a child, I would lay on the rack, and I'd lay my head over into the sink, and I'd get my hair shampooed. Once I got older, I would bend my head over because I was tall enough to get it done that way. But then I had to worry about getting burned by the pressing comb. That's a whole, and that was once a week. I would have burns on the back of my neck. I tried to be still so I wouldn't have none on my forehead, but my ears would be burnt all the time. And like I said, it still was I was a homely looking child. Let me just keep it real. I was a homely looking child. I was not a cute kid. And I probably would have looked much better if my mother knew how to do my hair, but I think she didn't really care. It was what it was. I used to sneak and press my hair. When I got older, like in middle school, right before high school, I would sneak and press my hair because I had a lot of hair at that point. And I used to burn it out, but nobody could really tell because I had so much of it, and then I figured out how to do it on the sly. It was just, I used to do all kinds of stuff to make sure my hair would be presentable, because my mother, she just didn't know how to do my hair, or she didn't care. And I think it was part of the reason I think this was an issue for her was because as a child, she had been in a fire as a child, and the rest of the family had gotten out of the house, and I think it was about 8 or 9 of them, and I guess they were doing the head count, and they realized my mother was still in the house. And so one of her brothers ran back in the house to get her, and when he got her, her hair was on fire. So my mother had lots of scarring in her head. So she didn't have a lot of hair here. She had enough that, it could cover it, but it wasn't a lot. It wasn't a lot of hair. They didn't take her to, down in the South, you didn't go, where was a black family going to go for that? Well, for white folks did not. They didn't want to be bothered with them. And if she had died, it would have been just one more, one less to deal with. because she grew up where they blatantly called you that word. Um, I want to talk about that because I really don't know much about that. I really haven't had to deal with that here because we're in Michigan. We're not in the South. But I'm sure a lot of that had to do with why she treated me the way that she did. Um, I'm going to end with this, with the hair situation, because, once I got past that issue of the hair, because I knew how to do my hair. Once I got in high school, I figured out how to do it. Then came the makeup issue, and that was a no-no. It was a real big no-no. And it affected me, but I'll go into more detail with that at another time because this is about 20 minutes in. That's a shame. I got to take my glasses off to look at the clock. It is what it is. But anyway, I'm hoping that this childhood, inner child issue, somebody out here that I'm reaching could probably relate to this. I know how to do my hair. I know how to do everybody's hair now. I ended up going to beauty college. Let me add that. I ended up going to beauty college in my late, early 20s, about 86. Yeah, about 86, 1986. I went to beauty college. So I can do everybody's hair. I was not going to have that issue not knowing how to do my hair or anybody else's hair because I didn't want other people to deal with what I dealt with. So that's how I dealt with that issue of the visual, hair-wise anyway. That's it for now. I'm hoping that this video will help someone. 2211. Just saw that for somebody. I'm hoping that this inner child video helps somebody, to know that you weren't alone dealing with those issues and how it affected me as an adult. The hair has to be right. And it's funny that I got a scarf on my head this morning. I don't care. I've moved past it. I do have my moments when I need to have it looking right, but it is what it is. All right. You all take care. The next time I pop on, I'll pull some cards. Looks like the lighting in this room will be more accommodating for a reading, so I may do the readings in here. Until later, you take care. Peace.